It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com. Red Rain just finished up on stage. And, Chris, you haven't seen Red Rain before. What's your thoughts?
Well, I still sort of haven't. I sat over here, but they kicked ass, dude.
Man, they were awesome, man.
That was a good set, man.
I like the fact that, they threw in a Classic Metal Show favorite, Demons, from their old Seth band.
And when you say a Classic Metal Show favorite, you mean a Neeley favorite.
No, well, there are other people enjoy that song, believe me.
Dude, it was great. It was a great set, and, dude, Jackal and Brian Stone, boy.
They're up there banging their heads, just going at it.
Dude, the best was Brian Stone's up there with a beer, and he's like thrashing around, and the beer is flying all over the people within like 10 rows.
Right.
You know, he's just throwing fucking beer everywhere. We are good, sweetheart. You just stop the show dead every time you come over here, and I get all like,
She does.
Look at this. It's like I could be talking about something important, and I'm just like a dead stop. It's like, look at this sexy beast that just came over here. Holy smokes.
Did you know you were a beast?
Sexy one, though.
She got her cat glasses on.
I like it. There's so many kitty jokes that could be made.
All right. Well, anyway.
I like Kayla.
I know you do.
Oh, I really like Kayla.
So, anyway, Red Rain doing a kick-ass set. Tuff is coming up next.
Yes, they are.
And our good friend Stevie Rachelle has been kind of hanging out here with us.
Yeah, there he is, the legend himself.
Why don't you get on the mic, Stevie?
He's very busy.
Right here. Get on the mic.
He's very busy.
Check 1, 2.
You're in.
You're in.
So we're live?
We're live. So, Stevie, you made the trip all the way out from L.A. I guess you guys played a show in Detroit last night?
We rocked in Detroit, Motor City last night. We did a stadium with Kid Rock and Ted Nugent. And, we played Detroit. We had a great time. A lot of people are familiar with the Token Lounge.
Yes.
Been around for a while. They do great shows. Well, the owner, John, he has a monopoly on that property.
Okay.
The Token Lounge is one building, and there's a place next to it called Joy Manor, which they do, like, wedding receptions, and events like that. Then there's a downstairs bar called the Downstairs. It's a little smaller, 150-seat room where they do comedy,
right? Smaller
bands. And so basically he had 3 events going on last night. In Token was a male strip review.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
And in Joy Manor was somebody's wedding. And then downstairs was Tuff and some local bands, and so he had like all 3 things happening in the same.
Nice. How was the crowd?
It was great. You know, it's a small place, but you know the people that come out to see these bands and support us that have been fans. Like people were coming out saying, "I saw you at IROC in '91. I saw you at the Ritz in '92. I saw you at Harpo's in '94. I saw you." You know, all these different Detroit area clubs from over the last 25 or 30 years.
Nice. Good for you. So is it worth the trip? You know, obviously, Tuff, you guys do, sporadic shows around the world, literally around the world,
right.
and you fly out to different places and do things. I know it's a passion of yours. What makes it worth it for you to continue doing this? Is it just the self-satisfaction, or is there any remuneration in it for you, or what?
It's like this. I equate it, when we've played together, me and Todd, or even, other guys that have been in and out of the group at some point, I say to guys, you know what? I said, it is a passion to an extent.
Right.
And I said, this is for me and Todd and some of us. It's like those guys that go ice fishing, or they go deer hunting or duck hunting. There's a couple times a year where they go, honey, November 6th through the 15th, I'm gone.
It's boys' night out.
Yeah, 10 guys get in a van. They go get they go up north. They rent a cabin. They shoot deer. They get drunk. They go to some strip clubs. They talk shit. They smoke pot. They do whatever they're going to do to have fun for a weekend or 4 days or 6 days. And they have those kind of trips. And that's what doing these kind of shows is. And we make enough money to kind of cover the van or the rental car or a flight or whatever and just get together, And at some point, I do have a catalog of music.
There it is.
That we've put out. And so by going and playing a couple, 6, 8, 10 shows a year with Tuff, 6, 8, 10 shows a year with Shameless, a couple with Tales from the Porn, a couple with the Cheeseheads, a couple of jam nights at the Whiskey.
Right.
And then we get on, a festival here and there, a cruise every year, or every other year. Those things help perpetuate that little jaggedy lightning bolt Tuff logo.
Right.
That appears when you see a Facebook 80s group and there's 30 logos
right.
that we're all familiar with, and there's that little purple one still finds its way on there, you know? And so that little logo, you know, finding its way onto an ad mat here and there, and all these little things that kind of add up.
It's all about the glory, just one fan at a time, right?
So, but, you know, I was telling Chris earlier, I'd rather be at home right now watching the pre-fight UFC stuff. But instead, I'm going to be rocking Fiors in Worcester, Ohio tonight with you guys.
Yes.
And Every Mother's Nightmare is going to play. And, you know, Billy Morris's debut. Well, it's not really his debut. I think he had a record before this. But his new record's out.
Sure.
He's going to play with his group, the Sunset Strip.
Right. Absolutely. And, dude, this is a big gig for you guys with our audience because you'll get 3,000 here and 40,000 downloads. So people are going to hear this shit.
All your whorish fans on the Classic Metal Show.
Exactly. They'll be like, Stevie's a faggot, man. He sucks. Fuck that guy.
But the best part about it is that, you know, I don't think for the people that don't know me or have never hung out with me, they don't realize that as much as I sling it, I can dish it and take it.
Sure.
And I'm the first one to throw myself under the bald bus, you know? So I have no problem with that. There's nothing anybody could say that could ever offend me. Nothing.
No, I'm with you there.
Well, we know all about that.
Yeah.
All right, Stevie, you're going to about to hit the stage, right?
In about 10 minutes, as soon as those guys get their crappy gear tuned up, and Chris is going to bring us on, I guess.
I am.
Wow, look at you.
I am.
You're going to make your debut
an original
tonight.
member of the Tuff fan club, Chris.
I'm gonna catch my breath and wheel my fat ass up there and coming to the stage. Just like walking up this ramp, it's tough.
I'll tell you, I'm going to be 53 on the next birthday. These aren't getting easier, but
you know what?
You know, I was recently in Romania, and I played with a Romanian band there, and the guitarist is a guy named Alan Petrut, who's with a great Romanian band. And we were driving along, and at one point we were talking about stuff, and I mentioned my age, and he kind of looked at me and he goes, "You're running out of battery, buddy." And I was like, I've never heard it put like that, you know? And I was like, you know what, you motherfucker, you're right. He's like, I got a little bit more left than you. But he said, you're running out of battery, you know?
The rabbit's clapping a little bit slower.
Yeah. So, but, you know, Alan's an awesome guy, and had a great time in Romania. I played with a band in Romania. I played 3 shows, and I also went to Budapest, Hungary, and I played with a band there. I've been to 27, 28, almost 30 countries. Budapest and Hungary were amazing.
Awesome.
And Romania is amazing, too. I've been there 3 times. So I had a great time and great people, you know.
Hot women.
Even, again, this little thing that we started. I find it so crazy, and I've said this to Todd. We were in Brazil some years ago, and we went to dinner one night, me and Todd. We were walking from the hotel, and we were in Sao Paulo in some borough.
Sure.
And I was like, dude, can you believe this? It's almost 3 decades later, and we're in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Right.
And there's fans going to come and see us, you know, and we're doing Good Guys Wear Black, and they're singing along. And, you know, we made a mark with this, and, you know, no matter how small that mark may be to some others, I know to some it's a big mark, and I'm proud of that, you know?
Well, yeah.
As you should be.
Dude, you made it. Period. I mean, the level doesn't matter. You can go to any city, and somebody out there is gonna know Tuff, have a Tuff CD, have a Tuff shirt, whatever. Every city you go to.
Well, and that's funny that you just say that, because somebody asked me recently. I actually just did an interview since then, and they said, when you go to Budapest, Hungary, does anybody know who you are? And I said, well, to be exact, 81 people paid.
Yeah.
Right.
81 people paid in Budapest, Hungary.
Nice.
And they came to the show, and they were like, you know, and I you know, dare I do an accent of a European, like, oh my God, it's Stevie Rachelle. I can't believe we're meeting you for the first time. I've been a fan since I was 15.
Right.
I love your heavy metal sunset glamour boy guy, you know. And they were just, you know, and that makes me feel good. You know, and I've had that in Spain and Belgium and Denmark and Prague and the Czech Republic and Etienne, France, and Sydney, Australia, and it's really cool.
That
you know?
is.
That is cool. That is cool.
Absolutely.
Well, we're glad to have you in the CMS camp there, Stevie. I mean, you and I and Chris, we all kind of been friends
for a little
for
whorish history.
About 20 years.
Yeah.
You know, and
or more.
Yeah.
I'm sure Chris wrote about us fucking 25 years ago, at least.
Probably.
You know,
Are you
early
trying
90s.
to say I'm old? You trying to say I'm old? Not as old as you.
Yeah.
you know,
I got a little more life left in the
A
batteries.
little bit more battery.
I doubt that.
Unless you keep eating those pulled pork sandwiches.
I doubt that. I'm like one of those cameras with two AA batteries, and one of them you just keep switching because it's almost dead. You know,
Right.
I'm that guy. I'm just barely
His
hanging
fucking
on.
hair battery's out of control, though.
Yeah,
What
well,
the fuck?
that's like crazy, isn't it?
that's
I'm
what
going to have
divorce,
to join
that-
a fucking reformed version of brunette or hardline or
Right.
something.
Well, that's what divorce will do for you. You look like a upstanding husband type family
while,
man,
yeah.
and then the wife goes away and it becomes caveman.
The anger just pushed out of my fucking skull as she left.
Maybe I should get married and divorced and get angry. Maybe it'll help my hair come in again.
Let me tell you, be bald.
Well, Stevie, what's coming up for the rest of the year for Tuff
Well,
or
we're
Tales
gonna
of the Porn
this
or
this
anything?
weekend's a little warm up. In 2 weeks, we're going to play in Green Bay, Wisconsin, home of the mighty Green Bay Packers on
and your
Thursday,
personal home.
September 6th. And then we're going to trek up to Minnesota. There's a big event that happens every fall there called Rocktember.
Okay.
And it's in Hinckley, Minnesota, just north of Minneapolis. A lot of people that I've talked to, reputable people, have said it's kind of like the Midwest baby version of M3.
Nice.
It's a pretty good event.
Okay, cool.
I mean, the day we're playing, it's Hurricane Al. I think there's a local, Hurricane Alice, Tuff, Autograph, Lynch Mob, Queensryche, Tesla.
All right, that's a
Which
solid
that's a
day.
pretty good
That
show
is a
for us
pretty
to
good
be
show,
on,
sure.
even second build. Their opening night is like Vane,
Nice.
Eric Martin, Mr. Big of Mr. Big, I think Night Ranger,
Okay.
Striper, and Scrap Metal or something
All
like
right.
that. You know, with Mark Slaughter and all those
Right.
guys. And so it's a 3-day event. We're going to go play that. Then in the end of September, I'll go down to 80s in the Park in Florida. I've done that a few years in a row. Not always playing. I've done a couple times playing, but I've also went just to vend and sell. It's always fun. The weather's you can't beat Florida weather, except for it
Right.
is a little muggy, you know. And then in October, I go back to Brazil for like 10 or 12 days. I'm playing 4 or 5 shows with Tales from the Porn all over Brazil. This time we're going to do like a 2-week thing.
Nice.
Awesome.
Well, good for you.
Got to keep busy.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to seeing Tuff back in Ohio
2 minutes.
in about 2 minutes.
In about 2 minutes. Chris, is it going to start raining right as you introduce us?
Well, you know, it's like God striking us down. Here they come.
Thank you, Chris Aiken.
Hell yeah, dude.
Thank you, Wendell Neely. Thank
All right,
you, the Classic
excellent.
Metal Show listeners.
Excellent. All right. Well, Tuff is going to be hitting the stage here in 2 minutes.
Yep,
and
I'm going to go up
Chris
there,
is
too.
going to go up and introduce them and get them going. But, you know, we're hanging out here in Wooster, Ohio, of all
Thanks for the
places.
love.
And, you know, hanging out with the High Volume Music Fest, Summerbash, and a lot of great bands out here tonight. And we're going to hear another one here with Tuff. And then, of course, we're going to hear from Every Mother's Nightmare. And to close out the show, we've got Billy Morris Band, and his new CD is out today, as a matter of fact. And we're selling it here at the show. And a lot of great people out here, people I've never met before, but very cool that I got to meet people that I've spoken with or emailed with or promoted their stuff. And they're out here tonight at the Summer Bash. High Volume Music Summer Bash, and it's been great so far. You got something on your mind, Bill? I guess not. Okay. Well, Tuff is coming up on the stage here, so I'm going to take you back to the stage. You're going to hear a little bit of a warm-up, and then they'll kick in. So here it is, Classic Metal Show, Tuff at the High Volume Summer Bash here in Wooster, Ohio.